Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Behind me, I have a 2011 Honda CR-V. It has a 2.4 liter and it has around 110,000 miles. It's in the shop today because we're going to be doing the rear differential service on it. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now, before we go ahead and begin, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Definitely smash the like button because it helps the channel out. And with that said, let's go and get started on today's video. So before we go ahead and begin, or before you at home even think about servicing your rear differential, I do want to mention that you're going to need some specialty fluid that you can only get through Honda. And that is this right here. Now, the fluid that this vehicle takes is dual pump 2 fluid, and that's what we have here. It takes about 1.5 quarts, so we bought 2 quarts to have. If you plan on doing this regularly for your vehicle, maybe just pick up 3-4 of them and have them in your garage so you can do it every 30,000-40,000 miles. That's basically what the recommendation on this stuff is, or at least how I recommend it. So before you go ahead and begin, make sure you have your fluid, and there's also 2 crush washers that you're going to need for the drain and fill for the rear differential that you should be able to pick up through your Honda dealer. So now that we got that out of the way and you got your fluid, we can go ahead and begin on the service. So now we are in the back of the vehicle. Everyone can see we're on the lift, and this is going to be our differential. Now our fill plug is going to be right up there, and the drain plug is going to be in this vicinity here. Let's give everyone a close-up. Let me grab the camera here. Hopefully I don't bump into stuff. So right there on the passenger side is your fill plug. You can see it's a 3/8 drive. So your regular ratchet with a little extension to clear that axle housing is what you're gonna need. And as far as the drain, it's right here on the bottom, 3/8, and you should be able to get it off. You don't really need too many tools to do this. Now, what I always like to do is we're always gonna start off by cracking open our fill plug. The key rule of thumb is that if you drain your fluid but you can't fill it up, you're basically in trouble. So what we're gonna do is find a good place for our light. And I have my 3/8 drive with a extension here just to kind of clear the tail housing. And what we're gonna do is just crack it open. And let's get our pan underneath here just in case. Sometimes they will want to leak out, so have something to catch any fluid. Even though it's the fill plug, sometimes it can leak out from there. So we are golden right there, and I apologize. I just realized this light was pretty much in the way, but hopefully the camera got a good shot of that. It's pretty straightforward. So now we're gonna move our way to this side, which is going to be where our drain is. Now hopefully I do not put the light in the view of the camera here. Let's get this set up. So we should be good right about there. So this should have our fluid draining just like so. So we're gonna put our ratchet in there and go ahead and take it off. Now on these, just because I don't want to get my hands filled with fluid just yet, we're going to use the extension to drain it, and just like that, it is draining out. Now on your drain plugs here, we have these little crush washers that you should replace. You can get those at the dealer. We're gonna go ahead and replace ours here. So once we have everything drained out, we're just gonna give this some time, and you can see this fluid is pretty dark, hasn't really been serviced. So we're gonna give it some time here, and then while it's just doing its thing, I'm gonna get our new fluid prepped and ready to get pumped in there. Our fluid has been draining for a while, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of the new fluid, because we have 2 quarts and this only takes about 1.5 quarts, and we're just going to squeeze some of it in there. And the reason why is it's gonna help push out any dirt or debris. You can see we got a nice steady stream going there. Just in case there is something stuck towards the bottom here, it'll help push it out. Just give it a quick squeeze. You don't need a whole lot, but I like doing that just as a precaution. So either way, the fluid now is running pretty clear. You can let this drain however long you'd like. The best tip would be to do it after the vehicle's been driven, so the fluid is a little bit warmer and it comes out. Unfortunately, we didn't have that option because this vehicle did stay in the shop, but it's been draining for about a half hour now because I went ahead and did some other things that needed some attention. So all this coming out now is new fluid. We're gonna go ahead and take our drain plug with the new washer, and we're just going to go ahead and plug it up just like so. You can let it go a lot longer if you'd like, but you know, in reality, you know, I've given this thing about a half hour. I think it's more than enough time to drain out and do its thing. So what I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and I'm just gonna snug it up. I'm not gonna torque it on as of now. I just wanna be able to get fluid in there. What we're gonna do next is go ahead and kind of side shift here. And let me see if I can get everyone in a good position. If it's even possible here, let's see. Just like that. And we will get our lighting set up. This time, hopefully not in the way of the camera. So this is our fill plug right there. And the way I'm going to be filling this up, I thought I had a pump, but we're just gonna be using this little adapter here. We're gonna put our tube in the hole and we're just gonna squeeze out fluid. Now you're gonna wanna do this until it's full. You'll know when it's full when the oil starts basically dripping out of the fill plug. You wanna make sure when you do this, your car is on level ground. For those of you that do this at home, that means you cannot have this on jack stands. The car has to be level. So if the rear of your car is on jack stands, you gotta have the front of the car on jack stands. It has to be perfectly level to get the right fill. If you don't have that ability, then I would not suggest doing this because you don't want to underfill it and hurt your differential. So we're just gonna go ahead and squeeze this bottle in here. It's not really that glorious, so what I'll do is we're just gonna go ahead and cut to the next frame where hopefully this thing is leaking out pretty soon here. We went ahead and got 1 quart in there and we are almost at about 1.5 quarts now. I wanted to catch this thing on camera when it starts dripping out so everyone has a good idea of what you're looking for. So just a little bit longer here and we should get some fluid coming out of it just like so. So once you see that and you have a stream, what we're gonna do is let it taper off just to about there and go ahead and put our fill plug with our new washer on there. And after we get that, I'm just going to go ahead and just snug it up. These do have a torque. I gotta look it up. So that's why for right now, I'm just snugging it up. But that's pretty much all you really gotta do on these. There's not a whole lot. Now, one big thing to always do is make sure you clean up after yourself. I'm gonna wipe this down and I'm gonna hit it with some brake cleaner just to get the remnants of this fluid off. If you don't do that, sometimes you can see it's a different color because the oil will kind of stain it and you might think your plugs are leaking if that were to happen. So I always like to spray these down with some brake fluid. I'm sorry, some brake cleaner, not fluid. And you know, get them nice and clean. So that is pretty much the service. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. So we are all said and done. That's how easy it is to service your rear differential fluid. I think the hardest thing for anyone out there, if you're not doing this on a lift, would just be getting up underneath there and possibly, depending on what climate you live in, if those drain plugs and fill plugs are going to open up for you quite easily or not. We're in the Midwest, we're in Illinois, we get a lot of salt, a lot of inclement weather here, and I don't think this thing's ever been serviced by the look of that fluid, and ours opened up pretty good, so hopefully yours don't fight you. If they do, a little bit of heat on there, a little penetrating oil, and just kind of work it out slowly, and you should get them off. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. As everyone saw, pretty quick, simple, and easy. Key takeaway, get your new crush washers and fluid from Honda before you begin this. Do not put gear oil or any other type of fluid in there because if you do, you will destroy this rear differential. So with that said, hopefully everyone enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe because it helps the channel grow. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and I'll catch you on the next video.